Hello everyone. Okay, so what we're making today is chicken pot pie orzo. So what we're gonna need is some chicken. I'm just using a rotisserie chicken. If you wanted to use a couple chicken breasts, just cut them up and fry them, you definitely can, but I'm taking the easy way and just using the rotisserie chicken. We're gonna need some frozen peas and carrots. We're gonna need some chicken stock, 1 box of orzo. I will be using the entire box and I will be cooking it according to the back of the package. We're gonna need some flour. We're gonna need some better than bouillon chicken base, some heavy cream. We're gonna need 1 entire onion, garlic powder, salt. Now the salt is just for the orzo. You're just gonna put some salt in your water before adding the orzo in. If it needs salt at the very end, I'll add some, but it more than likely will not since I'm using the better than bouillon. We're gonna need some black pepper with what I have left there and some smoked paprika. Normally I would add onion powder in here as well, but I am all out, so we're not gonna add the onion powder, but if you have it, you can definitely add some. We will be using 1 entire stick of butter, and we're gonna need 4 celery stalks. So what I'm gonna start off doing is I'm going to debone the chicken and then just set it aside. Right now I'm gonna put the peas and carrots back in the freezer. I'm gonna start boiling the water for the orzo. We're gonna put the heavy cream back in the fridge. I'm gonna wash off my celery, get it chopped, and also chop up my onion. So once I get all of that done, I'll be back to show you what we do next. Okay, I got our 1 stick of butter here in my pan. So we're gonna go ahead and add your celery and add your cut up onion. And we're just gonna cook this for a few minutes until the celery starts to get a little soft, and as well as the onions. We're not gonna cook it until they get totally soft, but you don't want to add the carrots and peas because the peas will cook faster than everything else. So I'm just going to cook this for maybe like 5 minutes or so. Let it start to get a little soft. Actually, I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit until they get a little bit soft. And I did get the chicken off the bone here. And then I have my water going here for the orzo. For the Barilla orzo, it's 9 minutes for al dente, so that's what we will be doing, but I will be back once we're ready for the next step. Okay, my onions and celery have been cooking for about 5 minutes, so now you're going to add the entire package of peas and carrots. This is a 16-ounce bag of peas and carrots. Switch hands here. Ooh, lost a pea. Alright, so now we're going to cook the peas and carrots with the onion and celery for about 4 to 5 minutes or so. And here I have a little shy of a 1/2 cup of flour, so I have that ready to go. But once we are ready to add the flour, which will be in about 4 to 5 minutes, I will be back to show you what we do. Okay, I also wanted to let y'all know we're going to be using, so far to start off with, 2.5 cups of chicken stock, and we have 3/4 cup of whipping cream. And then I have a heaping spoonful of the better than bouillon chicken base. First, what you're going to do is take your almost 1/2 cup of flour, sprinkle it over the veggies. Now what you're going to do is just continually stir this with the flour in there for about 4 minutes or so, just so we can cook the flour taste out of the flour. After the 4 minutes is up, we're going to come back in. We're going to put our chicken stock in, give it a good stir. Then you're going to go ahead and add your chicken base. Give it a good stir. And then you will add your heavy cream. Now, if I need to thin it out a bit, I can definitely do that. Oops, the steam is coming up on the camera. And then when your orzo is done, you're gonna go ahead and just strain it, put it in a colander, and then just set it to the side. But I will be back once we're ready for the next step. Just continue to stir this flour mixture. And I just realized that I lost a clip of me adding the chicken stock. So I did go ahead and add the 2.5 cups of chicken stock. And then I also added the heaping spoonful of the Better Than bouillon chicken base. Gave it a good stir here. So now what you're gonna do is add the 3/4 cup of whipping cream and give that a good mix. I'm not gonna add any salt. I did salt the pasta water for the orzo. Once you incorporate the heavy whipping cream, go ahead and add your spices. As much or as little as you'd like of the black pepper, a couple dashes of smoked paprika, garlic powder, and I will be back. Okay, I added my spices, so now you're gonna go ahead and add your chicken. Give that a good mix. And we're just gonna let this cook for a few minutes. I do have my orzo draining in a colander, but we wanna let the chicken cook here for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then we'll go ahead and add the orzo. We'll leave that cook for another 5 minutes, and then we'll be back to give it a taste. Okay, the chicken has been in with the veggies for about 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my orzo. I may not add all of it. I'll probably just, I don't want to overflow my pot, but I'm just going to add the orzo and as much as I can fit in here. Give it a good stir, let it sit for another 5 minutes on low, and then we will be back to give it a taste. Okay, our chicken pot pie orzo is done. And I will say I did add a little bit more chicken stock after I added the orzo. So just keep that in mind that you may have to add a little bit more because the orzo does soak up the liquid. So I did add a little bit more. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. If you wanted, you can also add a little bit more of the whipping cream. I did not, I just added some chicken stock. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this plated up and then we will give it a taste. Okay, let's give this a taste. I let this sit for a couple minutes so I don't burn my mouth, but I probably still will because I see it steaming. Here we go, let's give it a taste. Oh, it's hot. Still hot. That is very, very good. Just changes it up a bit. I definitely like cooking with the orzo too. Very, very good. Pretty simple to make too, especially if you use the rotisserie chicken. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you make it, please let me know how you like it. And I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye everyone.